In a world where the wealth gap continues to widen, the question arises, how do the billionaires at the top maintain their grip on power, wealth, and influence? The Billionaire Trap, how they design the world to keep you poor, dives deep into the structures, systems, and tactics that perpetuate inequality and prevent upward mobility. This book reveals how the ultra-wealthy have engineered financial, social, and political frameworks that keep the majority in a constant cycle of struggle while they amass unimaginable fortunes. Through careful analysis and real-world examples, we will uncover the hidden forces that shape everything from education and employment to taxation and media. You'll learn how billionaires manipulate markets, influence policy, and create barriers that make it nearly impossible for most people to break free from the cycle of poverty. This isn't just a story of greed and exploitation. It's a systematic blueprint of control that has been perfected over decades. The Billionaire Trap exposes the ways in which the powerful have rigged the game and what you can do to break free from the cycle. It's time to understand how the world works behind the scenes and how you can begin to rewrite your own story. Chapter 1. Escaping the Hidden Trap. Why is it that so many people work tirelessly, yet never seem to break free from financial struggles? Have you ever wondered why financial success often feels like an elusive dream, no matter how much effort you put in? The truth lies in a hidden trap, an intricate web of societal conditioning that subtly confines most people to a life of financial dependency and unfulfilled aspirations. But here's the kicker. This trap is so well disguised that most don't even realize they're caught in it. A cage you can't see. This isn't some wild conspiracy theory. It's a system, shaped over generations, that influences how we think about money, success, and our role in society. From a young age, we're taught lessons, both explicit and hidden, through school, media, and cultural norms that quietly box us into certain financial roles. By the time we're adults, these messages become an invisible cage, limiting our financial potential without us even knowing it. Have you ever thought about why schools teach complex equations but rarely practical skills like budgeting or investing? This isn't a coincidence. The system is designed to mold us into dependable workers who fuel the economy, but not necessarily to help us achieve financial independence. And what about the media? Every ad, TV show, and influencer seems to sell the same dream. Happiness lies in owning the latest gadget, car, or designer item. We're led to chase lifestyles that keep us spending, not saving. Meanwhile, the idea of true financial freedom, living on your terms, is rarely portrayed as desirable, let alone achievable. Who benefits from this trap? The answer is simple: the system itself. When people are focused on earning just enough to cover their expenses and keep up appearances, they're less likely to challenge the status quo. This ensures that those at the top of the financial ladder maintain their position with little resistance. It's not just about money. It's about control. Breaking free starts with awareness. The first step to escaping this trap is recognizing it exists. Question the beliefs you've been handed. Have you ever heard phrases like, "Money is the root of all evil," or "Wealth is for the lucky and corrupt"? These limiting beliefs are designed to keep you stuck. Changing your financial reality starts by challenging these deeply ingrained ideas. But let's be real. This isn't easy. The trap isn't just financial, it's psychological. It creates a sense of helplessness, convincing you that no matter what you do, you'll never truly get ahead. This mindset can paralyze you with fear of failure, success, or even taking the first step. The key to freedom. True financial freedom begins with a shift in mindset. Start by asking yourself tough questions. What beliefs about money did I learn growing up? How are they influencing my decisions today? Once you uncover these patterns, you can begin to reprogram them. Set clear, actionable goals. This isn't about vague promises like save more or spend less. It's about defining your dreams and aligning your financial habits to achieve them. Think of this process as rewiring your brain for success, because without the right mindset, even the best financial strategies won't stick. The ripple effect of empowerment. Escaping the hidden trap doesn't just improve your bank account, it transforms your entire life. Imagine making choices based on what truly matters to you, not societal pressures. Picture pursuing your passions without the constant stress of financial worries. Envision the legacy you could create for your family and community once you're financially empowered. Your journey starts here. This chapter is just the beginning. Ahead, we'll unravel the myths and mechanisms that keep millions trapped, like the scarcity mindset and the relentless cycle of debt. You'll learn how to break free from consumerism, diversify your income, and reclaim control over your most valuable resource, time. Yes, this journey will challenge you. You'll face resistance from within and from those who are still caught in the trap. But the rewards? They're life-changing. Are you ready to rewrite your financial story? To step into a world where your potential is bound only by your determination? That world is waiting for you. Ready to dive deeper? Subscribe for more actionable strategies to unlock your full potential. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and let's break free together. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 2. Scarcity Myth. Ever feel like there's never enough to go around? Like opportunities are few and success is only for a lucky few? You're not alone. This belief, known as the scarcity myth, deeply influences how we view the world and our place in it. But what if this limiting mindset is nothing more than an illusion? What if the idea of not enough is just a story we've been told, one that secretly shapes our actions and keeps us from reaching our full potential? Let's uncover the truth behind this myth and see how it holds us back in ways we may never have noticed. The roots of scarcity thinking. Imagine putting on tinted glasses as a child, glasses that make the world seem more limited and competitive. That's how the scarcity mindset works. It's not innate, it's taught. Society reinforces it at every turn, starting with our earliest days in school. Think back to your school days. Remember the pressure to get top grades or to be the best in class? This is where the seeds of scarcity thinking are planted. The message is clear. There's only so much success to go around, so you have to fight for your share. As we grow, this belief follows us into adulthood. We see it in the workplace, where promotions feel like rare treasures. We hear it in messages about limited time, resources, and opportunities. And the media? It amplifies these fears, with stories of economic uncertainty and fierce competition. How scarcity shapes us. Here's the tricky part. This mindset doesn't just stay in your head. It changes how you act. When you believe resources are scarce, you focus on yourself, avoid collaboration, and make decisions based on fear. You might stick to a job you dislike, convinced there's nothing better. Or you might avoid chasing big dreams, thinking the odds are stacked against you. On a societal level, the scarcity myth fuels inequality, mistrust, and a focus on competition rather than collaboration. It benefits the few at the top while leaving the rest scrambling for perceived scraps. But here's the big question. What if there's another way to see the world? Enter the abundance mindset. What if, instead of scarcity, you embraced abundance, the belief that opportunities and resources are plentiful? An abundance mindset shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. It's about asking, how can I, instead of saying, I can't. This isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about approaching them with a fresh perspective. With an abundance mindset, obstacles become opportunities for growth. You're more likely to take risks, pursue passions, and collaborate with others. Fear of failure takes a back seat, replaced by creativity and optimism. How to make the shift? So, how do you swap those scarcity glasses for a new view of the world? It starts with awareness. Notice your thoughts. Do you often think, "There's not enough," or "I can't afford that"? Recognizing these patterns is the first step. Challenge your beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? More often than not, you'll find that limits exist only in your mind. Shift your language. Replace phrases like "I can't" with "How can I?" This small change opens doors to new possibilities. Practice gratitude. Focus on what you have, not what you lack. Gratitude rewires your brain for abundance. Visualize success. Spend time imagining yourself achieving your goals. Visualization makes you more likely to spot and seize real-world opportunities, overcoming resistance. This shift isn't always easy. Old habits die hard, and you might slip back into scarcity thinking. That's okay. Be patient and consistent. You might also face skepticism from others. Friends or colleagues stuck in scarcity thinking may challenge your new mindset. Set boundaries and seek out people who share your vision of abundance. What's possible with abundance? When you embrace abundance, everything changes. You might notice new opportunities you'd overlooked before. Your relationships may improve as you approach others with collaboration, rather than competition in mind. Financially, you'll start seeing creative ways to grow. No, money won't magically appear, but you'll be better equipped to recognize opportunities and act on them. The shift from scarcity to abundance isn't just about changing your thoughts. It's about transforming your life. It's about moving from reacting to limitations to actively creating the life you want. Reflection and the road ahead. Take a moment to reflect. How has the scarcity myth shaped your life? What opportunities might you have missed because you believed there wasn't enough? Now, imagine a future where you fully embrace abundance. Picture yourself pursuing your dreams with confidence, collaborating with others, and approaching challenges with creativity and optimism. This isn't a fantasy, it's a real possibility, and it starts with your mindset. As we wrap up this chapter, know that breaking free from the scarcity myth is just the beginning. In the next chapter, we'll dive into another deeply ingrained belief that's been holding you back since childhood. Are you ready to uncover what it is? Stay tuned. The answer may surprise you. Chapter 3. The Hard Work Fallacy. We've all heard it. Work hard, and you can achieve anything. It's a message drilled into us by parents, teachers, and society. But what if this deeply rooted belief isn't the golden ticket to success we've been told? Could this mindset be holding us back from true wealth and fulfillment? Let's dig into this idea and challenge one of the core assumptions of modern life. Ready to rethink what success really takes? Why do we believe in the hard work myth? To understand where this belief comes from, we need to look at history. During the Industrial Revolution, hard work wasn't just encouraged, it was glorified. Factories needed workers to run their machines and keep production humming. So, the idea of hard work as a virtue fit perfectly. Workers were promised that their efforts would eventually pay off with success and upward mobility. Religious and cultural narratives added fuel to this fire, painting idleness as sinful and hard work as a moral obligation. Stories of rags-to-riches heroes became popular, reinforcing the idea that anyone could climb the ladder with enough effort. Fast forward to today, and we still see the remnants of this thinking. Society applauds people who grind endlessly, wear their busyness as a badge of honor, and equate long hours with productivity. But is that really the whole picture? The truth about hard work. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Hard work alone doesn't guarantee success. In fact, over-reliance on hard work can lead to burnout, diminishing returns, and frustration. Many people pour endless hours into their jobs, but never quite reach the level of success they dream of. Sound familiar? This isn't to say hard work doesn't matter. It's an important ingredient, but it's not the whole recipe. The problem arises when we treat effort as the only path to success, ignoring other critical factors. So, if grinding isn't the answer, what is? The secret weapon: leverage. The key to true success lies in leverage. What is leverage? It's the ability to amplify your efforts and multiply your results. Think of it as working smarter, not just harder. Here are a few types of leverage you can use. Financial leverage, using other people's money to grow wealth. Time leverage, maximizing the impact of your efforts in limited time. Technological leverage, automating and streamlining tasks. Network leverage, building relationships that open doors and create opportunities. The most successful people don't just work harder, they focus on creating systems that generate value on a massive scale. Compare an employee who trades hours for dollars to a business owner who builds systems that make money even while they sleep. The difference lies in leverage. Shifting your mindset. Does this mean you need to quit your job and start a business? Not necessarily. It's about adopting a mindset that prioritizes value creation over sheer effort. Let's challenge another belief. Meritocracy. We're told hard work guarantees rewards. But look around. Do you see people working incredibly hard yet barely getting by? Essential workers often endure grueling hours but remain underpaid. Meanwhile, others create wealth seemingly effortlessly. Why? Our system rewards value, not effort alone. And those who own value-creating assets reap the biggest rewards. How to play the game strategically. It's time to audit your life. For 1 week, track how you spend your time. Which activities create the most value? Which consumes your energy but yields little in return? You'll likely notice that a small portion of your efforts drives the majority of your results. This is the 80-20 rule in action. Focus on those high-impact activities and find ways to amplify them. Delegate, automate, or eliminate the rest. This shift might feel uncomfortable. After all, we've been conditioned to equate busyness with worthiness, but by working strategically, you'll free up time and energy to focus on what truly matters. Building for the future. Start small. Delegate simple tasks, explore tools that automate repetitive work, and nurture relationships that lead to opportunities. Over time, these small steps add up. You might face resistance, internally and externally. Letting go of the hustle mentality can feel wrong, even selfish. But remember, the goal isn't to avoid effort. It's to use your effort wisely. Reflect and act. How has the belief in hard work shaped your life? Are you spending your time on high-value activities, or are you stuck in a cycle of endless grind? Rethinking the hard work fallacy doesn't mean abandoning effort. It means focusing on leverage and value creation. It's about playing smarter, not harder. In the next chapter, we'll uncover another myth that holds many back from financial freedom. Ready to keep going? Let's turn the page and dive deeper into this journey of transformation. Chapter 4. The Debt Trap in Modern Society. Debt is everywhere. It surrounds us, influences our decisions, and shapes our lives. Have you ever wondered why we've become so accustomed to it? Why do we treat owing money as a normal, even necessary part of life? This chapter will explore the hidden mechanisms behind what I call the debt trap, a system so widespread that most of us don't even realize we're caught in it. But make no mistake, this trap is real, and it's a major barrier to achieving true financial freedom. So, how did we end up here? The rise of debt didn't happen overnight. It's a slow process that's been unfolding for decades. The big shift started in the mid-20th century, when credit cards and easy loans were introduced. Before that, debt was viewed with caution. People saved for big purchases and lived within their means. But with credit becoming more accessible, attitudes began to change. Suddenly, it was possible to have things now and pay for them later. This promise of instant gratification was irresistible, and it wasn't long before debt became not only accepted, but expected. The financial industry, seizing the opportunity to profit, began promoting credit cards as a convenience, a way to enjoy life's luxuries without worrying about cash flow. But beneath this shiny exterior was a system designed to keep people in debt. As debt became more common, it also took on new meanings. Borrowing for big purchases like homes, cars, or even education became a status symbol, a sign of success. And that's when the term good debt entered the picture, suggesting that some types of borrowing weren't just acceptable, they were smart financial moves. The biggest shift came with education. As college costs soared, student loans were presented as an investment in your future. The message was clear: if you want to succeed, you need an education. And to get it, you'll likely need to go into debt. But here's the catch: debt is more than just a financial tool. It's a form of control. When you're in debt, you're tied to your lender. Your choices are limited, and your future income is already spoken for. That's the trap. There are two types of debt to consider: productive and consumptive. Productive debt is used for things that can increase your wealth over time, like a mortgage on a home or a loan to start a business. On the other hand, consumptive debt is used for things that don't appreciate or generate income, like credit card debt, or loans for depreciating assets like cars. While productive debt can sometimes make sense, consumptive debt is almost always harmful to your long-term financial health. But society often treats all debt the same, encouraging people to borrow without considering the consequences. The high interest rates attached to many debts play a crucial role in keeping us trapped. High-interest debts, like those from credit cards, can keep you paying for years without making a real dent in your balance. And even low-interest debts can lull you into a false sense of security, tempting you to take on more debt than you can afford. One of the sneakiest ways debt traps us is through minimum payments. Credit card companies often set low minimum payments, sometimes as little as 1% of the balance. This might seem manageable, but it dramatically extends the time it takes to pay off the debt, and the total amount paid can skyrocket. For example, if you have a $5,000 credit card balance with an 18% interest rate and make only the minimum payment, let's say 2% of the balance, it could take you more than 30 years to pay off the debt, and you'd end up paying over $112,000 in interest alone. This is how a small debt can turn into a lifelong burden. Even worse, predatory lending practices target vulnerable groups, low-income individuals, minorities, and the elderly, using complex terms, hidden fees, and penalties to trap them in cycles of debt. So, how do you escape this trap? The first step is awareness. Realizing you're in the trap is the first part of getting out. The next step is to take a hard look at your financial situation. List all your debts, including the creditor, the balance, the interest rate, and the minimum payment for each. This can be an eye-opener, as many people don't realize the full extent of their debt. Once you have this list, you can begin prioritizing which debts to pay off first. Two main strategies can help you tackle your debt: the snowball method and the avalanche method. The snowball method involves paying off the smallest debts first, regardless of interest rate. This provides quick wins and motivation. The avalanche method, on the other hand, focuses on paying off high-interest debts first, which saves more money in the long run. Whichever strategy you choose, the key is to pay more than the minimum on at least one debt, while continuing to make minimum payments on the others. As you pay off each debt, you can roll that payment into the next, creating a snowball effect. But getting out of debt isn't just about paying it off, it's about changing the habits that got you into debt in the first place. Start by building healthy financial habits, like budgeting and tracking your expenses. Make a realistic monthly budget that accounts for your income and expenses, and make sure to allocate money for both debt repayment and savings. One of the best ways to avoid future debt is to save before you spend. Treat savings as a non-negotiable expense, just like paying your bills. Establishing an emergency fund is also crucial. Many people fall into debt because they don't have a financial cushion to cover unexpected costs. Aim to save 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses in an accessible account. Practicing mindful spending is another key to avoiding debt. Before making a purchase, especially a big one, ask yourself if it's something you truly need, or just something you want. If it's not essential, consider waiting 24 to 48 hours before buying to avoid impulse spending. Here are some practical steps you can take to start breaking free from the debt trap. Use a debt inventory worksheet to list all your debts. This will give you a clear picture of where you stand. Create a budget. Track your expenses for a month to get a realistic idea of where your money is going. Then, build a budget that prioritizes debt repayment and savings while cutting unnecessary expenses. Try a spending freeze. Commit to spending only on essentials for a set period, 1 week, 2 weeks, or even a month, and use the money you save to pay off your highest priority debt. As you begin your journey to financial freedom, remember that progress might be slow at first. The early wins might be small, reducing unnecessary spending and tackling high-interest debt. But don't underestimate the power of these small steps. In time, they'll add up, and you'll see a noticeable decrease in your debt and an improvement in your credit score and financial stability. It may take months or even years, but with persistence, it's completely achievable. The ultimate goal is to eliminate harmful debt and build wealth. Once you're free from debt, you'll be able to invest and grow your money without the weight of financial obligations holding you back. This is financial freedom, and it's within reach, if you stay committed. The road ahead might not always be smooth. Unexpected expenses or loss of motivation can derail even the best plans. But don't give up. Adjust your budget and keep going. And whatever you do, avoid falling back into the trap of accumulating new debt while trying to pay off old debt. The best strategy is to pay with cash or a debit card. And if you must use a credit card, pay it off in full each month. As we wrap up this chapter, remember that debt isn't an unavoidable part of life. It's a trap designed to keep you financially dependent. But now that you understand how it works, you can escape it. Your path to financial freedom is just beginning. In the next chapter, we'll explore another force that keeps many people stuck in financial struggles. It's something we face every day, shaping our desires and decisions in ways we don't even realize. Are you ready to uncover the truth behind the curtain? Stay tuned. Chapter 5. The Grip of Consumer Addiction. Ever caught yourself buying something you didn't really need? Maybe it was the latest phone, even though your current one works fine, or a trendy outfit when your closet is already overflowing. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many of us fall into a pattern so deeply woven into our daily lives that we don't even notice it. This web is spun by advertisers, marketers, and media moguls who have created a culture where consumption isn't just encouraged, it's expected. In a world where your worth seems to be measured by what you own, happiness is always just one more purchase away. But have you ever wondered, where do our wants end and our needs begin? Welcome to the world of consumer addiction. So, what is consumer addiction really? It's more than a random splurge or a treat-yourself moment. It's a psychological and emotional dependency on owning and buying things. Your sense of identity, self-worth, and happiness may become tangled up in your possessions and purchasing habits. The roots of this addiction run deep in human psychology. After all, we are emotional beings, and often our buying decisions are driven by feelings, not logic. Marketers have mastered the art of tapping into these emotions to drive sales. Think back to your last impulse buy. Was it a logical decision? Or were you feeling the excitement of owning something new, the thrill of a limited-time offer? Or maybe the fear of missing out? This emotional side of shopping is closely linked to instant gratification. In today's fast-paced world, we've become accustomed to getting what we want right away. When we buy something, it releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that reinforces the behavior. And it's this neurochemical reaction that makes shopping addictive, similar to how drugs or gambling can be. But consumer behavior isn't just driven by emotions or instant rewards. Marketers use a host of clever strategies to nudge us toward purchases. Ever seen phrases like limited stock or only a few left? These create a sense of urgency, triggering a fear of missing out. Social proof is another powerful tool. We're naturally influenced by others, and when a product is popular or endorsed by someone we admire, we're more likely to want it, too. This is why influencer marketing has become such a major force. And perhaps most sneaky of all, marketers don't just sell products. They sell lifestyles, identities, and even solutions to problems we didn't know we had. Through clever advertising, they can make us feel incomplete or inadequate without their product, creating desires where none existed before. This manipulation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's part of a larger societal context that promotes materialism. In many cultures, especially in the West, owning more has come to symbolize success and status. From a young age, we're taught that more stuff means more respect, more success, and more happiness. Everywhere we turn, TV ads, social media influencers, the people around us, we're told that happiness is just one more purchase away. The media, of course, plays a huge role in all of this. Our world is saturated with ads, thousands of them every day. And these ads don't just sell products. They sell a lifestyle, a dream of who we could be if we just bought that one thing. Social media only amplifies this effect. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook have turned into galleries of conspicuous consumption, where users proudly display their purchases and lifestyles. But constantly seeing other people's stuff can trigger feelings of inadequacy, making us want to buy more to keep up. The financial consequences of consumer addiction can be huge. Many people find themselves living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to save or invest for their future because they're caught in a cycle of constant spending. And the problem isn't just personal, it's societal. Overconsumption leads to financial insecurity, dependence on credit, and an accumulation of unnecessary possessions, which can even take a toll on our mental health. Clutter, stress over unused items, and the guilt of excess can lead to feelings of overwhelm. And let's not forget the environmental impact. This culture of disposability contributes to waste and depletion of resources. So, how can we break free from this cycle? The first step is awareness. Simply realizing that we are being manipulated can be a powerful starting point. Once we recognize the forces at play, we can start resisting them. One approach is to try a no-spend challenge. This means committing to a period where you only buy what you absolutely need, whether for a week, a month, or longer. You might be surprised by how many of your purchases are driven by emotion or habit, not true need. By reflecting on your purchases, you'll see how many things you already own that you once thought you needed. This can mark the beginning of a shift toward more mindful and intentional buying. Another strategy is value-based spending. Ask yourself before buying, does this align with my goals? Does it reflect my values? Will it truly enhance my life? Evaluating purchases based on their long-term benefits helps avoid buying for the wrong reasons. Think beyond the price tag. Consider the hidden costs like maintenance, storage, and time spent managing the item. When you factor in these costs, you may realize that many things aren't worth owning. Another way to combat consumerism is to reduce your exposure to advertising. Try using ad blockers, unsubscribing from promotional emails, or limiting your social media time. The less you're bombarded by ads, the easier it becomes to make conscious, thoughtful purchasing decisions. To put these ideas into action, here are a few exercises. Try a 30-day no-spend challenge. Track how much money you save and how it feels to take a break from the constant cycle of buying. Before making any purchase, create a needs versus wants list. Write down why you think you need the item. Then wait 48 hours. Often, the urge to buy will fade during that waiting period. Take a social media detox. Unfollow accounts that promote excessive consumption or make you feel inadequate. Follow accounts that support your financial goals and promote well-being. As you try these strategies, you'll likely notice changes in your habits. A good first result could be a reduction in impulse purchases. You may become more aware of your spending and take more time to consider whether a purchase aligns with your values. A great result might be saving money by redirecting it from unnecessary purchases to your financial goals. Over time, you could develop a more intentional approach to consumption, where your purchases are aligned with your long-term happiness and values. The best outcome? A lifestyle where you prioritize experiences and investments that enrich your life, not just the accumulation of things. You might even find freedom in owning less and wanting less, with your self-worth no longer tied to your possessions. Of course, the road to breaking consumer addiction isn't always easy. You might slip back into old habits, especially once the excitement of a no-spend challenge wears off. But the key is accountability. Share your goals with a friend or join a community of like-minded individuals. It also helps to keep your long-term goals in focus, even when the urge to splurge hits. Social pressure can be tough too. In a world where spending often equals social status, it might feel isolating to choose a different path. But true friends will support your journey toward financial freedom, even if they don't fully understand it. Emotional spending, using shopping as a way to cope with stress or negative emotions, can be particularly hard to break. If you turn to shopping when you're feeling low, it's important to find healthier ways to cope. This might involve picking up new hobbies, practicing mindfulness, or seeking professional help if needed. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to reflect on your own relationship with consumption. How much of your spending is driven by true need or value, and how much is influenced by marketing, social pressure, or emotions? What might your life look like if you redirected the energy and resources you currently spend on consumption toward your true goals and values? Breaking free from consumer addiction isn't about depriving yourself. It's about reclaiming your power to choose, aligning your spending with your values, and freeing up resources to build the life you really want. This journey leads to true wealth, not just in terms of money, but in freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. Next, we'll explore another crucial aspect of modern life, our relationship with the environment. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll dive into the environmental costs of consumerism and how we can take meaningful steps toward a more sustainable future. Chapter 6. Income Diversification. When you think about your income, what comes to mind? Most people immediately think of their job, the steady paycheck that arrives regularly. It's what we've been taught to depend on, to structure our lives around. But what if I told you that relying on just one income source could be limiting, even dangerous? Imagine your financial life is like a bridge. What would happen if that bridge rested on just one pillar? It might feel secure on calm days, but what happens when a storm hits or economic winds start to blow? That single pillar could shake, and the whole bridge might collapse. This is the reality for many people who rely solely on one source of income. They're unknowingly risking everything and missing out on opportunities for growth and prosperity. But here's the good news. There's a way out. Income diversification is the strategy that can not only give you more security, but also open the door to wealth-building opportunities you might never have imagined. Think of it as adding more pillars to your financial bridge, making it more stable and resilient. So, why is income diversification so important? First, let's look at the risks of putting all your eggs in one basket. A steady job might feel like security, but in reality, it can be an illusion. The truth is, jobs can disappear in an instant due to economic shifts, company restructuring, or unexpected industry changes. Even if your job seems safe, there are limitations. Many jobs have salary caps, or you might find your income stagnating despite hard work. You could be working for years and only see minimal increases in pay. When you rely on just one income stream, you're at the mercy of your employer's decisions. You have no control over raises, promotions, or changes in job status. This limits your earning potential and makes it harder to build wealth. Before you know it, you could be stuck in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, with little left for saving or investing. This is where income diversification becomes a game changer. By building multiple income streams, you not only protect yourself against job loss, but also open up new avenues for financial growth. Think of each new income source like planting a seed in a garden. Some will grow slowly, others quickly, but together they create a thriving ecosystem of financial opportunities. One of the biggest advantages of income diversification is the cushion it provides against financial shocks. If one income source dries up, you've got others to rely on. This peace of mind can reduce stress and keep you from panicking during tough times. But the benefits don't stop there. Multiple income streams can help you build wealth faster. Instead of relying on a single paycheck to save and invest, you can reinvest money from various sources to generate even more income. Diversifying your income also means developing new skills and exploring new interests. Not only does this make your financial journey more exciting, but it also increases your marketability. You're no longer just an employee. You're a multi-talented entrepreneur with a diverse set of skills that can help you thrive. So, how do you create these new income streams? The possibilities are endless. One option is starting a side hustle or freelancing. This could mean monetizing skills you already have or learning something new. In today's gig economy, there are platforms that connect freelancers with clients in need of services. Whether it's writing, graphic design, coding, or consulting, there's a market for nearly every skill. Another fantastic option is passive income. This includes investments like stocks, bonds, or real estate that can generate ongoing earnings with minimal effort. You might also create digital products like ebooks or online courses, which can continue to bring in revenue long after you've finished the initial work. What about asymmetric opportunities? These are ventures where a small amount of effort or investment could result in huge rewards. Getting in early on emerging trends or finding unique niches can potentially lead to exponential growth. Of course, diversifying your income comes with challenges. Managing time effectively becomes crucial when you're balancing multiple ventures. To avoid burnout, it's important to prioritize tasks and set boundaries. Using technology and automation can also make a huge difference in streamlining your processes and managing different income streams efficiently. But it's not just about managing tasks. You also need to keep learning and improving. The market is always changing, so staying updated on new trends and opportunities is key. By investing in yourself, you'll increase your value and unlock more income potential across all your ventures. Ready to take the first step? Start by listing all your skills and interests. You may find that there are hidden opportunities just waiting to be explored. Once you've identified potential income streams, start with one. Focus on building that first income source before jumping into others. Trying to do too much at once can lead to frustration, so make a plan with clear, actionable steps and timelines. Networking is another key piece of the puzzle. Connect with others in the areas you're interested in, whether it's through social media, professional groups, or mentorship. Often, the best opportunities arise not just from what you know, but who you know. As you start diversifying, be realistic with your expectations. Your first additional income stream might not make you rich right away, but even a small income boost can be empowering and motivate you to pursue other opportunities. With multiple streams of income, you'll find your financial stability growing, along with your savings and investment capacity. Soon, you may find yourself with more freedom in your career, knowing you have a backup plan if needed. The ultimate goal? Financial independence. When your diverse income sources generate enough revenue to cover your living expenses and fund your ideal lifestyle, you're no longer tied to a job. You can pursue your passions without worrying about money. Of course, the road to income diversification isn't always smooth. One potential pitfall is overcommitting. In the excitement of new opportunities, it's easy to take on too much and burn out. The solution? Focus on one venture at a time, and only expand when you have a stable system in place. Another challenge is when things don't immediately go as planned. Don't be discouraged. Income streams often take time to build. If something isn't working, reassess and pivot if needed. Flexibility and persistence are key. Mismanaging your time can also be an issue. Make sure to set boundaries and implement time management techniques to avoid neglecting your primary job or personal life. Now, Take a moment to picture your financial life supported by a network of diverse income streams. Imagine the stability, the opportunities, and the freedom that could bring. Income diversification isn't just a strategy. It's a mindset shift that can transform your approach to wealth and success. Remember, every journey starts with a single step. Your first additional income stream might seem small, but it's the beginning of something much bigger. You're planting seeds today that will grow into a financial garden tomorrow. As we move forward, we'll uncover another powerful tool to build wealth, one that many of us overlook. It's something we all have in equal measure, yet most of us fail to use it to its full potential. Are you ready to unlock this hidden resource? Let's turn the page and discover how to make it work for you. Chapter 7. Time Revaluation. Ever caught yourself saying, "If only I had more time"? It's a familiar complaint in a world that moves faster than we can keep up with. But what if I told you that the real problem isn't a lack of time, but how you're using the time you already have? What if the secret to unlocking your success and wealth is all about changing your perspective on time? Think about it. We all have the same 24 hours each day, no matter who you are. Whether you're a CEO or just starting out, time is the one resource we all have in equal measure. Yet, some people seem to accomplish so much more. What's their secret? The answer lies in how they value their time. It's not about working harder or longer. It's about understanding the true worth of your time and using it wisely. This shift in thinking, known as time revaluation, could change your financial life and your entire approach to living. But why is this shift so important today? From an early age, we're taught that time is money, and the more hours we work, the more successful we'll be. This often leads us to believe that the only way to earn more is to keep trading time for money. But here's the catch. This mindset has limits. There are only so many hours in a day, and no matter how hard you work, you'll eventually hit a wall. Overworking doesn't just lead to burnout and stress. It also prevents you from growing financially and personally. What if there's another way? What if you could invest your time in ways that create massive returns? That's where time revaluation comes in. It's about recognizing that your time is your most valuable asset and using it accordingly. To understand just how valuable your time is, we need to start thinking of it as a non-renewable resource. Unlike money, which can be earned, saved, or invested, time is finite. Once it's gone forever. This realization is the key to understanding opportunity cost. Every minute you spend on one activity is a minute you can't spend on another. When you start to see time through this lens, you realize that the true cost of an activity isn't just the money you spend on it, but the time you invest. That bargain you found after hours of shopping might not feel like such a deal when you consider the time you could have spent doing something else. But society often leads us to believe in misconceptions about time that hold us back. The phrase, "time is money," is often misunderstood to mean that every minute must be spent earning money. This fosters a culture of overwork, where long hours become a badge of honor. But working longer doesn't always mean working smarter. To break free from this mindset, we need to start by evaluating how we use our time. It's not just about how many hours we work, but how much those hours are truly worth. Take, for example, someone earning $50,000 a year. You might think their time is worth $24 per hour, assuming a 40-hour work week. But when you factor in commuting time, work-related expenses, taxes, and even unpaid overtime, that rate can drop significantly. Understanding this true value of your time is essential to making smarter decisions about where to spend it. Once you have a clearer picture of your time's value, the next step is to identify time wasters, the low-value activities that drain your day without helping you reach your goals. This could be mindlessly scrolling through social media, sitting in unproductive meetings, or getting stuck in inefficient work processes. Even procrastination and distractions can waste precious time and increase stress. By recognizing and eliminating these time wasters, you'll free up hours each week to invest in more valuable pursuits. So, how do you get the best return on your time investment? The secret is prioritizing high-value activities, tasks that move the needle in your personal and professional life. Often, these high-value activities follow the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, which states that 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. The challenge is identifying those high-impact tasks. What projects or activities, if focused on, would dramatically improve your life? They might be things like learning new skills, expanding your network, or building assets that generate passive income. Once you've identified those crucial tasks, the next step is finding time for them. This is where time blocking comes in. Time blocking involves dedicating specific chunks of time to specific tasks, which helps you stay focused and productive while reducing the mental fatigue that comes from constant switching between tasks. An important part of effective time management is learning to set boundaries and say no. In a world filled with demands on our time, saying yes to everything means saying no to the things that truly matter. Being able to decline low-value commitments politely is a vital skill to protect your time for your priorities. Now, let's talk about investing your time for wealth building. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by acquiring valuable skills. In today's fast-moving economy, your ability to learn and adapt can dramatically increase your earning potential. This doesn't mean going back to school full-time. Thanks to the abundance of online resources, you can acquire new skills through self-directed learning, online courses, or part-time programs. The key is to choose skills that align with your interests and have high market demand. Networking is another important way to invest your time. Building and maintaining professional relationships can open doors to new opportunities, provide support and advice, and even lead directly to career or business advancements. Dedicating time to grow your network can bring long-term rewards, but one of the most powerful investments of all is in creating assets. Building a business, developing a product, or creating intellectual property can generate income long after the initial effort. For example, writing a book or building a business system can keep earning money for years, even with little ongoing effort. To put this into action, here are some exercises. Track your time for a week. Write down everything you do, work tasks, leisure, even time spent on your phone or watching TV. At the end of the week, analyze how you're really spending your time. You might be surprised by how much time is slipping away. Conduct a time value assessment. Calculate your real hourly rate. Then compare it to the tasks you're doing regularly. Are there tasks you could outsource for less than your hourly rate? Are you neglecting high-value activities because you're caught up in low-value ones? Create a priority list. Identify the top 3 activities that would have the biggest impact on your life and career. Then use time blocking to dedicate time to these tasks. As you start to apply these strategies, you might notice some initial changes in your productivity and overall satisfaction with how you're using your time. You might find yourself spending less time on social media or saying no to commitments that don't align with your priorities. An excellent outcome would be getting more done in less time, leaving you with energy for personal pursuits. Over time, you may start seeing your wealth grow as you invest your time in more productive and profitable activities. The best result? Achieving optimal time management that leads to massive personal and financial growth. This could show up as rapid career advancement, thriving side businesses, or just a more balanced and fulfilling lifestyle. You could finally have the time and energy to pursue passions you've long put aside, all while improving your financial situation. Of course, changing old habits takes time. You might struggle with prioritizing or with procrastination. When that happens, break tasks into smaller steps and consider finding an accountability partner. You'll also need to learn to say no to overcommitments. As you grow more productive, people will start asking more of your time, so knowing when to gracefully decline becomes crucial. So imagine What could your life look like if you truly valued your time and used it wisely? What could you achieve if every minute was an opportunity for growth, wealth building, and fulfillment? Time revaluation is more than just about making money. It's about reshaping your entire approach to life and crafting a lifestyle that aligns with your deepest goals. Ready to turn the page and start the next most rewarding chapter of your journey? Let's go. Chapter 8. Fearless Exit. Have you ever had that nagging feeling that there's more to life than what you're experiencing right now? A quiet voice in the back of your mind suggesting that the path you're on, though comfortable, might not be leading you to true fulfillment or financial freedom? If so, you're not alone. Many of us feel this way, but instead of taking action, we stick with what's familiar, scared to step into the unknown. But what if that fear is exactly what's holding you back from achieving your full potential? What if the safety you find in following society's rules is an illusion designed to keep you tied to a system that might not have your best interests at heart? This chapter is about questioning those norms and daring to imagine a life on your own terms. It's about making a bold, fearless exit from the limitations that hold you back, both financially and personally. But why is it so important to break free from this system? Let's dig into it. The fear of leaving the system is a powerful force. It acts like an invisible barrier, keeping us trapped in the cycle of what society deems safe or acceptable. This fear limits your potential, stifles your creativity, and keeps you tied to systems that may not be using your time or talents for anything meaningful. But by facing this fear, you unlock a world of possibilities. You start taking calculated risks that could lead to big personal and financial rewards. You can create a life that matches your values and dreams, not just what's expected of you. But why is this fear so strong? To understand it, we need to explore why we stick to what's comfortable, even when it's not serving us. As humans, we're creatures of habit. We love routine because it feels safe, even if that routine is unfulfilling. The known feels secure, while the unknown triggers our brains to respond with fear. It's easier to stay where we are than to venture into uncharted waters, even if those waters could bring us more happiness and fulfillment. On top of that, there's the pressure from society. From a young age, we're told to follow a specific path. Get good grades, go to college, find a steady job, work hard for decades, and retire. Deviating from this plan often leads to judgment from those still following it. We fear being seen as irresponsible or foolish for stepping off the traditional path. But what's the cost of staying on this well-worn road? The price of conformity is often much higher than we realize. By sticking to societal expectations, we may be missing out on countless opportunities for growth, wealth, and adventure. How many potential earnings have you passed up because of fear? How many experiences have you missed out on? The mental and emotional toll of staying in a system that doesn't align with who you really are can be overwhelming. Stress, burnout, and dissatisfaction are common for those who feel trapped in careers or lifestyles that don't resonate with their true selves. Even worse, you might feel like you're living someone else's life, one dictated by societal rules instead of your own values. So, how do we overcome this fear and build the confidence to break free? It starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, start viewing them as opportunities for growth and learning. This mindset helps you reframe failure, not as a setback, but as a stepping stone toward success. Next, it's crucial to create a realistic risk management plan. What's the worst that could happen if you make this leap? How likely is that worst-case scenario, and how can you minimize its impact? Often, when we examine our fears closely, we realize that the potential rewards are far greater than the risks. To reduce anxiety, consider building contingency plans, an emergency fund, extra income streams, or marketable skills to fall back on if needed. It's not about eliminating risk, it's about managing it so that stepping into the unknown feels a little less scary. One of the most important steps in your journey to freedom is establishing a freedom fund. This is a savings account specifically for your exit from the system. Aim to save 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This fund serves as both a financial safety net and a reminder of your goals. Every dollar saved is a step closer to freedom. To build your fund quickly, you may need to get creative. Cut unnecessary expenses, increase your income, or do both. As you save, test the waters of independence. Start a side business or pilot a small project to see if you can generate income outside of your current job. This will help build your confidence without giving up the security of your steady paycheck just yet. As you gain more confidence, create a clear exit strategy. What does your ideal life look like? When do you want to achieve full independence? Break your big goals into smaller, manageable milestones and set clear timelines. Don't forget to factor in legal and financial considerations. You might need to set up a business structure, learn about regulations, or consult with a financial advisor to make sure you're on track. To put all of this into action, try these exercises. Fear analysis. Worksheet. Write down your specific fears about leaving the system. Be as detailed as possible. Then, challenge each fear. Is it based on reality or assumption? What's the evidence for and against it? Finally, reframe your fears as positive opportunities. Action plan. Break down the steps you need to take to move toward your fearless exit. Set achievable milestones and deadlines. This will keep you focused and motivated. Confidence-building activities. Regularly push yourself outside your comfort zone. Start small, talk to strangers, or try something challenging like public speaking. Reflect on what you've learned after each experience. As you start putting these steps into practice, you'll notice changes in how you approach risks. You might find that you're more willing to explore opportunities that once seemed too risky. This could lead to launching a side business or taking other small steps toward financial independence. The best possible outcome? Achieving full financial independence and exiting the traditional system entirely. But remember, that doesn't mean never working for others again. It means having the freedom to choose how you spend your time, based on your values, not the financial system or societal expectations. The road to a fearless exit won't always be smooth. There will be times when fear tries to take over. But when those moments come, reach out for support. Connect with like-minded individuals, mentors, or even coaches who can help you regain perspective. You might face pushback from family or peers who don't understand your desire to break free from societal norms. Communicate your vision clearly and find communities of people who support your journey. Financial setbacks can happen too. Unexpected expenses or a loss of income might shake your confidence. When this happens, stay flexible. Reevaluate your budget, adjust your timeline if necessary, but don't give up on your ultimate goal. Setbacks are a natural part of any big life change. So, as you finish this chapter, take a moment to imagine what your life could look like once you've made your fearless exit. Picture yourself free from society's constraints, doing work that fulfills you, and living a life aligned with your values. Ready to take the next step? Let's move forward, because the best part of this journey is still ahead. Chapter 9. Infinite Potential. Welcome to the final chapter of your journey. You've made it this far, breaking free from old beliefs, questioning societal norms, and embracing personal and financial transformation. But here's a question for you. What if everything you've learned so far is just the start? This chapter is about unlocking infinite potential, an idea that could completely transform not just your finances, but your entire life. This isn't about making small improvements. It's about changing what you think is possible and aiming for greatness. Think back to everything we've explored so far. We've shattered limiting beliefs, exposed societal traps, and equipped you with powerful strategies to take control of your financial future. But the bigger picture? You're capable of far more than you've been led to believe. Empowerment through knowledge. The knowledge you've gained isn't just about finances, it's about discovering who you really are. You've developed a new level of self-awareness, recognizing your strengths as tools to create the life you've always dreamed of. You're not just a passive participant in your financial journey anymore. You're the creator, empowered to make decisions and design your future. This newfound sense of autonomy is powerful. You have the freedom to pursue your passions and interests, not just for financial gain, but for the fulfillment of living authentically. And as you unlock your own potential, you become a beacon of inspiration for others to do the same. By sharing your knowledge and experiences, you create a ripple effect that encourages others to break free from their own limitations. The power of true connection. Living in alignment with your true self helps you form deeper, more meaningful relationships. As you grow and become more self-aware, your ability to communicate authentically with others improves. Your connections are based on mutual growth, understanding, and shared values. Achieving the impossible. Now that you've developed this new mindset, the possibilities for what you can achieve are limitless. The fears, doubts, and constraints that once held you back no longer have power over you. You're ready to take on challenges with confidence and grab opportunities that were once out of reach. But it doesn't stop there. You're now capable of setting goals that were once unimaginable. These aren't just daydreams. They're concrete, ambitious milestones that will push you toward both personal and professional growth. And because you know that learning and evolving never stops, you're on a path of continuous improvement. Success becomes effortless. The more you practice these concepts, the easier success becomes. Positive habits and thought patterns will start to form automatically. Making good decisions will require less mental energy, and the small, consistent steps you take will build up to major results over time. The most exciting part? Your progress will snowball. The momentum you build will make moving forward easier and more natural, creating a cycle of growth that fuels itself. Unlocking infinite growth. The concept of infinite potential goes beyond just personal success or financial freedom. It's about tapping into your unlimited capacity for growth. You're not just working toward a fixed goal. You're expanding your abilities every day, creating new opportunities for further growth. To truly embrace this, you need to break free from the limits you've imposed on yourself, limits formed by years of societal conditioning. Challenging and redefining these beliefs is an ongoing process, but it opens up a world of possibilities. Setting goals without limits. With this mindset, your goals aren't restricted by what seems realistic or achievable based on your current situation. You can aim higher and pursue truly meaningful goals that align with your deepest values and aspirations. Commitment to growth. Sustaining this new mindset requires consistency and discipline. Building habits is key, and you might find techniques like habit stacking useful, linking new behaviors to your existing routines, making them easier to maintain. But it's not just about habits. Embracing ongoing learning and adaptation is essential. The world is always changing, and to harness your infinite potential, you need to stay flexible and open to new ideas and opportunities. Living with purpose. As you move forward, make sure your actions align with your purpose. What matters most to you? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Living in alignment with your values will provide a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond financial success. Consider how your growth can impact others. It's not just about you. Your journey can contribute to something greater, creating a lasting legacy and a vision that adds deeper meaning to your life. Your journey isn't over. The closing of this book is not the end. It's just the beginning. The journey of growth, learning, and achievement never stops. Set short-term and long-term goals, but be prepared to adjust them as you evolve and as circumstances change. Here's the ultimate truth. Your potential is not just vast, it's infinite. The only real limits are the ones you accept. By embracing this truth and applying the principles we've explored, you can create a life far beyond your wildest dreams. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming more fully yourself, free from fear, societal pressure, and self-doubt. You have the power to reshape your reality and achieve things you once thought impossible. This power has always been inside you, just waiting to be unleashed. The future awaits. Now that you have the knowledge and strategies to tap into your infinite potential, you're ready to make it happen. As you close this book, know that you're stepping into a new chapter of your life, one where you're the author, in full control of your story. There will be challenges, but they will only add to the excitement, growth, and incredible achievements ahead. Every great achievement in history started with a thought, a belief in what's possible. Your journey to greatness begins now, with a deep belief in your own infinite potential. Embrace it, nurture it. Watch as it transforms your life and the world around you. The future is yours to create, and your potential is truly limitless.